Hey, how's it going? Hope you're having a good week. My week was pretty alright. It wasn't too busy, wasn't swamped with work, but it also wasn't super light. Managed to pick up a decent bit of work towards the middle of the week. And then, of course, I'm busy every night basically with playing games with friends or going to my local Lorcana leagues and whatnot. Had a birthday party this weekend and God, it was like an 8 or 9 hour tournament today for Lorcana that I was at. So I managed to fill my time pretty well. But that's not what this episode is really about, and I'm not going to be spending a lot of time on recaps or thinking in the future or whatnot. Um, this is one that is kind of for the record. The entire reason of me making this is not to reach people or to build an audience or anything. It is for myself for the future. And a lot of these episodes have been ones that somebody could just kind of listen to. It's, just generally talking about myself. It's not it's a wide enough audience and spectrum that it would be fine. But this one's not like that, not at all. This is one of the few that I suspect. There'll probably be about five or so of them that are really meant for me. This is the one that I will take note of, and that in a couple months, end of the year, eventually I'll be looking back on it. It's the main reason I really wanted to do this. I know that there's at least one person that I know in real life that watches these, and this is kind of a view at your own discretion. I'm not going to say that you can't or shouldn't, um, but you are going to hear things that are somewhat only meant for me. Now, obviously, I'm putting this online, so it's not only meant for me. But the idea was that it was only meant for me. So proceed with caution if that's what you want to do, and that goes for anybody else who may have stumbled across this. If it's myself in the future, I know what I'm getting into. This was the plan. Um, I went back and forth on what to name this one. There's a lot of different things, but I wanted to still keep it. I don't want to make it negative. So this is the week of real. This is the first time I'm being not the first time. It's not like I haven't been real before, but this is where I'm going to talk about some real subjects and get into the, as they would say, the meat and potatoes of what the point of this is. As I was driving home the other night, it was kind of late, and I had a lot of time to think. And my life, I can't really complain. I'm doing pretty well for myself. I've got a lot of friends. I've got a lot going on. I think I don't have the right to, I feel like I don't have the right to be upset or to be sad or anything like that. I've been through times in my life where I was, where it sucked to hard time falling asleep, and it sucked to get up in the morning, and I didn't have motivation for anything. I know that I don't have that now. I'm able to get up and go to work and do all these things and feel fine. And I do get to spend good times with friends, and so I don't take any of that for granted. But I would be lying or underplaying it if I said that that was it and that my life was, at least that I was perfect in that way. I think I don't know if I'm pushing it down or if it just isn't showing up a ton, but I do have some mental battles that I'm still fighting, and some of that came up recently. It's came up a couple weeks ago. I have some semi-frequent uh, bad dreams or nightmares or whatnot, and they only keep feeling more and more real as my brain starts to, learn that subconsciously when I'm asleep I can start to determine what is a dream, and it'll double down and reassure my brain that it is in fact not a dream and it's real. And I've woke up, in tears a bit, sometimes, many times, and recently I've woke up in a full blown panic attack, physical pain in my body. Worse than any sleep paralysis I had, because it wasn't sleep paralysis; it was something else entirely. And so I know that there are subconscious things that are going on that I may be not confronting that are affecting that. And I think the big one is that I feel like I am just the guy. I'm just a person, which is something I always say. I always say I'm just a guy. I'm just me doing my thing. But when I look at some of my friend groups, I can kind of point to each different person and pick something out that's very special about them. I can look to one friend and go, he's he's the one that everyone kind of groups around. He's the one that's very outgoing and social, and people love to see him, right? If they haven't seen him in a month, they'll be like, oh my god, it's this guy, and everything like that. Um, and I'm not like that. I try to be social, but people don't tend to have that reaction around me. There's other people who are just so much funnier than me, truly. I get some laughs at my jokes, but I feel like half of them fall flat, or that they just get like pity laughs, or I'm just reusing the same material, and I don't know. It feels like I'm when I see other people making jokes and making people laugh, it's always authentic, and it hits a lot more often than what I do. And God knows that I see some of my friends and they are just smarter than I will ever be. I mean, I could study and cram for hours a day all year long, and I think they would still overshine me constantly. They are geniuses, some of them, and I'm okay, but I can't hold a candle to that. And it's just kind of tough. It's tough to look at the friend group and go, if we were to lose any one of these people in our group, there would be a hole that can't just be replaced with someone else. And I feel like my job is just, third party, right? I'm just fifth person there or whatever, right? They have the group, and then I kind of fill in because it's more fun to hang out with more people, or maybe I bring board games or whatnot. But that if I were to, and I understand, logistically and logically, and that, if I were to not show up, my friends would be sad and it would suck. But I don't think the group would be missing an entire dynamic like it would with everyone else. I think I'm just kind of filler in that aspect, and I feel a bit inadequate, and it kind of sucks. And I see this in how I do things. I think I tell myself that I want to be more. I want to do more for people. I want to always be giving them rides, and I try to come up with the most thoughtful gifts and put time and effort into stuff. And don't get me wrong, I do enjoy doing that. There is a true joy out of it. I like driving, and I especially like driving with friends in the car. One of my friends asked if we wanted to carpool today out of the blue, and I said, oh my god, yes, I'll pick you up. Like, let's do that. Now my 20-minute drive, I have someone to talk to during it. So even when I do these things, it feels kind of selfish. I'm not driving them because I know that it's saving them time and it's the right thing to do. I'm doing it because I want someone to talk to, because I know deep down that they're going to be thankful. They're going to say thank you, and they're going to be so happy about it. Or I, put together these, like, usually it's not expensive, but these, like, well thought out and crafted or handmade or whatnot. These gifts or these things that take a lot of time. And it's, again, I wouldn't be able to do them if I didn't enjoy it, but I think it's also because I want that validation. I want people to look at it and go, oh my gosh, he put a lot of time and effort into this, and I'm so happy about that. And, get that sort of positive feeling for it, which when I think back on it, kind of ruins it for me. I hate that I have to get something out of it to be doing things. And I don't know, maybe that's how things are supposed to be. Maybe you are just supposed to, when you do something good, get something good out of it, and that's normal. But it feels, for me personally, less authentic. Now, would I say that anyone else is less authentic for that? No. But for some reason, I hold myself to this standard, and I'm not willing to, or not able to budge on it. I don't know. It just feels like a lot of what I do is for something, and I don't ever want to confront people with these thoughts, and I don't want to make a big deal about it. I don't want to be the center of attention. I definitely don't want to be, oh, here's Shane, making a big deal about wanting everyone to feel sorry for him or wanting everyone to reassure him. Like, that's not their job. And again, it becomes less authentic if other people are doing it because they're prompted. And I don't want that to be the case. I don't want people to feel like they have to do that for me, because it just feels wrong. And I realize that I'm doing a lot of things, I think, in my life, because there's just parts of me and parts of myself that I don't like. I'm not cutting down on my, like, sugar intake and drinking, more just water and all this because I want to look better, because I know it's healthier. No, I do it because every time I'm in the bathroom, I look in the mirror and I'm disgusted. You know, I hate the way I look. Every time I put on a pair of pants, I'm reminded that I've gained weight and that they don't fit the way that they used to. And that my stomach is constantly showing. And when I go to work and tuck in my shirt, if I do that, I feel like I look, gross. And I hate that my hair always tends to frizz up a bit, and so it looks almost like it's, unbrushed or hasn't been taken care of, even if I did brush it just an hour ago. I get terrible, terrible anxiety around food with people. I think the one of the worst things someone can say to me is, "Hey, are you hungry, or do you want to eat?" Because even if I am, I just feel like all I am in that case is a burden because I'm insanely picky. I cannot. I always have been, and as much as I try, I cannot get my brain to just force down, you know, normal foods. And I hate it so much. I'm so jealous of everybody else who can just show up to a restaurant and go, I don't even know what this is. I've never tried it before. This sounds, yummy. I'll do it. Or people who cook their own food and they can taste it and go, this needs some extra salt and it needs basil and all these different. I don't even know what to say because I don't cook because I don't experience that, and it feels like a total cop out to say that, oh my, I'm just different, my body just doesn't like. No, that's just me not forcing myself to put myself out there and to do that. And I I don't know that they are, but it feels like I'm always being judged by that. Like people look at me and think he's so weird for this. Everybody loves food. Food is the main thing that people can get along with, and it's why people hang out. A lot of the times, it's such a big part of life, and yet it's the thing that I hate the most. I hate that I eat too much of the wrong foods and I put on weight, and I'm so susceptible to these, different instances of gluttony that I'm, despite sometimes how little I eat, I'm still putting on weight, and I hate that I've got such specific needs and restrictions, and I can't just order whatever, and people always feel like they need to cater to me, and that when friends are having food, I just sometimes just sit there and I don't watch them eat because that feels wrong. It feels weird, but like I don't eat. I'm just there, and I feel like I'm killing the mood. And that's another thing, right? I'm not the chef of the friend group. I'm not not anything like that. I think at a lot of food events, if I just wasn't there, it would be better. I try to excuse myself from any of those and find reasons that I can't go and that I can't do things because it would be better for everyone else if that was the case. I don't know what I need to do to fix this kind of stuff, and I don't know that I will. There are some mistakes in my life that I think back to, and I know that living in the past and punishing yourself for it isn't the right thing to do, but I'm not sure that I want to do the right thing. There are some things that I feel bad about, and I feel like I should forever because I've made terrible mistakes that I wish I could take back, that I probably will never get the chance to. And these thoughts are just going to keep coming up. I don't know how to get rid of them. And again, getting rid of them, it almost feels like I am accepting what I did and saying it was okay. And I'm not okay with it because both I have to live with the consequences of it nowadays, which I don't enjoy, and it wasn't the right thing to do, back in the day when I made these mistakes, when I hurt these people, and it's just tough. It's just tough feeling like as much as I do, as much as I change, and however much I want to be a better person, I don't know that I'm capable of it. I don't know that I can really become the person I want to be and the person I want others to see me as. I have a feeling I'm always going to be sort of a jack of all trades but master of none. But in the case of a big friend group, is it really important that I have a bunch of little small things if I can't be looked up to in certain ways, or if people just tolerate me and they don't appreciate me, I don't have anything worth appreciating? I don't know. It feels like Feels like I'm just not enough. And I don't know what to do to be enough. Either for other people or for myself. I just feel like no matter what I do, I'm coming short. And as much as I want to push myself to be better, there's something stopping it. So I hope that maybe as I'm watching this in the future, I found some answers to this, and I found ways to push myself, and I've gotten over some things, but I think it's important that I can at least acknowledge them now, and maybe that'll help me come up with something, find ways around this, or at least learn to live with it. There wasn't really a script for this, and I don't even know what it's going to look like time-wise versus the video. Something may just cut abruptly, but I figured I was having these thoughts, so I should just say them, and then however long that takes is how long that takes, you know? You give it one go and see how it is. But this is me we're talking about. At the end of the day, I will be fine. I'll push through, and I'm resilient. I've lived more life than I hope people my age have to live. And I know that I'll be able to get through it because I've gone through things before. So, as always, I hope everyone has a great week. And remember to go out there and spread love and kindness to those you care about and those close to you. I'll see you.